Good evening and welcome to tonight's sleep time story, Rest at the Inn. Hello there, and welcome to the Golden Peace Inn in the town of Broomfield, a very proud northern town. Well, at least this side of the kingdom anyway. As you can see, we're quite busy this evening, and I've even got a couple of local bards to play, so it should be quite a spectacular evening. You've got the look of a traveller. Yes, I'd recognise a traveller anywhere. You're cloaked, your boots are muddied, your clothes look like could do with a good visit to a bathhouse. I mean, no offence intended there. Of course, being an adventurer / traveller, it's probably perks of the job really, getting a bit muddied and dirtied from time to time. And you don't look the type to wander from trouble should it come to find you either. Yes, definitely an adventurer, if ever I saw one. Many of you pass through Broomfield on their way to whatever path they seek, and of course stopping by the Golden Peace Inn to quench their thirst. Why didn't you come rest on a stool by the bar here, where you can rest your weary boots? Here, of course, we have a warm hearth to warm your bones, cosy beds filled with the finest straw, and of course the very best tasting ales around. And at the mention of ale, it does lead me quite nicely onto our next question. Would you like an ale? I imagine a adventurer such as yourself gets quite thirsty on the road, and you'll be happy to know that I've just finished bottling our new ale today. So it should have settled nicely in some glass bottles that I've had, and I've sealed it all with a nice cork to keep the freshness of the ale in. I do from time to time get some imports in from the elves from the woodlands, and the Nordic ales are very good, quite strong. And I was after some dwarven ale, but of course they like to drink a lot of that themselves, so you usually have to put in an order quite far in advance just to get a barrel. And even then they tend to give you something a little less substantial, because they obviously want to keep the good stuff for themselves. But can I interest you in our local brew? It's the Broomfield Ale that our local brewer has made today, or rather finished bottling today, so you know it's not had to travel far and should be quite fresh and really tasty. Would you care for a bottle? Perfect, no problem. I'll just grab that for you now. There we are, one bottle of the Broomfield Ale for a worthy adventurer. If you like, while you sit there enjoying your ale, I can tell you a little bit about the inn and the surrounding town of Broomfield perhaps. It might help you in navigating the city depending on how long you intend to stay in Broomfield. I imagine not too long, being an adventurer. Alright, perfect, I'll fill you in on the details. Well, where where to start. Before Broomfield became a central town where people come to trade, businesses to be set up, families coming to live, Broomfield was just a simple farming village. I dare say with more than 4 or 5 houses. The rest was just farming, where they grew crops, raised livestock, and as you could imagine, a farming village got quite filthy from time to time. So to tidy the place up, they made their own broomsticks from straw that was left over from the crops they grew before. And they soon discovered that this particular brand of straw was very strong. It was effective at sweeping things and cleaning things. It was just quite a superior bit of straw. I know it sounds ridiculous, but anyway, it wasn't long before travelling traders came by and recognised these far superior straws, and the broomsticks were sold to passers-by. Pretty soon word got around that this small village of Broomfield was growing the best straw around, so people came from far and wide to buy this straw, using it for their beds, their own broomsticks. They fed their livestock with it. Anything you could imagine you could use with straw, people came to Broomfield to buy it because it was the best straw. And as you can imagine, the place became quite popular. More people came to this popular destination to set up their own businesses. Now this is where places like the Golden Piece Inn come in. The land where this inn now sits was purchased by my great-great-great-grandfather for 1 golden piece. Yes, that's where the name comes from. So Broomfield got its name from the field in which we grew our crops. The byproduct from those crops was straw, so we dubbed the place Broomfield because we took the straw and made primarily broomsticks out of them. So just a little bit of Broomfield history there for you. Quite an intriguing story for travellers and anyone who just enjoys a little story. In fact, I'm not sure how much of a historian you are, but I've actually got a bundle of straw here that I'm going to make into a broomstick at some point. Here, let me show you this real quick. It's not much yet, but it does have a really nice sound. And do you know how you tell good straw? By the crunch when it's all bundled together. Could you just hold that thought for like 2 seconds for me? I'll be right back. Just need to deal with something really quick. Oh, Balthazar, come here. If you remember, you actually still owe me for the round of drinks that you said you'd pay last night. What you actually didn't pay last night caused a bit of a scene actually. Now, I don't mind you coming in here and drinking, but you need to pay your tab on time. Otherwise, you're going to ruin it for yourself, and quite frankly, it's not a great look, is it? So come on, cough up your coin pouch pouch, please, and settle the drinks that you owe me. Otherwise, I can no longer have you drinking in here. It's not just one golden piece, it's quite a few golden pieces, especially for those indoors you keep making me buy. And there's only you that drinks them. Nobody else in this inn has ever ordered any beer from the goblins because, quite frankly, it's not very nice unless you get the super rare stuff. Just pass me your coin pouch, please. I suppose I better just make sure that he's not actually skimped again on the coin, because he does that. Yes, that was Balthazar, one of the regular patrons that comes in here. He's usually alright, but he has a tendency to forget to pay his tab, which can be quite annoying, especially when we're all trying to make a living. He's harmless enough, but he's very crafty. Anyway, I better just count this to make sure. Otherwise, I'll be having words next time he comes in. Forgive me, but do you mind if I ask where your journey plans to take you next? As an innkeeper, it's not often I get to escape to the wilds as often as I once did. So listening to tales from another adventurer like yourself provides me with a nice tale to entertain the locals with when they pop in for their ale. Okay, so you plan to head to White Tip Peak Mountain. That's at least 4 days ride from here. On a fast horse. Well, if you're in need of a loyal steed, we do have a stable master here. I'm sure he'll be able to provide you with a saddle and tack and a very friendly horse. We've also got a general goods store in this town, to provide you with bread, ale, apples, anything you might need to have a pleasant journey on the road. And if you're looking for a little bit of protection along the way, we do have a blacksmith in town who is very skilled, and I'm sure will be able to fashion something to suit your needs. Now, if you happen to have a map, I'll gladly mark out the quickest route for you. Perfect. Let me just grab an inkwell and a quill to write with, and I'll be happy to mark that route out for you. Okay, do you mind if I actually take a look at the map? Great. Some ink here. And just a quill here. Alright, so if you leave by the northern gate here, okay, then follow the dirt path here. Okay, then you're going to come across a church, just the local town church, okay? Go past that to the right here. Do not go left, go right. That will lead you to Green Tree Forest. Now, I've not heard of any bandits being camped out there, so you're probably going to be alright. And it's probably going to take a day or two to get through the forest. You'll come out the other side to a whitewash river. And if you keep that on your left hand side all the way here, you should start to see in your view White Peak Tip Mountain. And then from there, if you just keep following the river, you should hopefully come to the stairs of the mountain. Now looks can be quite deceiving because it will be in your view the whole time, and you'll feel like you're never ever getting closer to the mountain. But stick on that road across the river for several days and I promise you'll come to a little townstead here. Just there. And that is the start of White Tip Peak Mountain. If you head through the townstead, if you're in need of a quick drink, I know a very good friend of mine called Malik who is got his own tavern just there. Get a drink in there, very good ale by the way. Then White Tip Peak Mountain is just at your doorstep and you'll be able to tackle that thing whenever you're ready. Here, I'll just give your map back. There we are. I'm just thinking, it's quite late to be travelling anywhere at the moment. So if you're looking for accommodation, we've got some very suitable traveller rooms if you'd like to stay at the inn. Plus, I think it's a bit dangerous to be travelling at night time anyway. Plus, the town guard can be a right nuisance to travellers because you're on your own. They think they can take advantage of you, make up silly rules like, why are you out here on your own? They don't take into account that you've just come out the tavern. So, I'll just have a quick look in the ledger, see if I've got a room available. And if we have, then you're more than welcome to stay at the inn. Alright, 2 seconds, let me grab the ledger. Well, as luck would have it, we've actually got a room available. So if I could just ask you to make your mark in the ledger, just to know who's actually occupying it at the current moment, that'd be great. Just here, please. Okay, that's great. If you would like to follow me, I'll just grab my lantern. It can be quite dark on the stairs as we go up. Come on, this way please. Here we are, a nice, cosy, adventure suitable room. As you can see, it's got a bed filled with the finest Broomfield straw, by the way. Got a lovely view of Broomfield there. What else do you need? I'll just fetch a wooden bowl and a jug of water. And I'll just set that up for you so you can give yourself a bit of a wash should you need. Maybe freshen up in the morning as well. Let me see now. Okay, fresh water, wooden bowl, A rag would probably be quite suitable as well, wouldn't it? Where do I know I've got one knocking around here somewhere. Let me just... here it is. Okay, that's all sorted. Alright, hopefully you've got everything that you need for a pleasant night's rest. Of course, don't hesitate to give me a shout if I've missed anything or you need anything else. I'll leave you to get settled in your room, which does remind me actually, the bards probably want paying, so I'll bid you a farewell, and I'll see you in the morning perhaps before your adventure begins. And of course, welcome to Broomfield.